Hello and welcome to Saranya's Travel Vlogs. So this is day 2 of our anniversary vacation in Aspen. If you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe. So this is our good morning from Aspen. As you can see, it's a lovely morning in Aspen. The night before it had snowed profusely, so the roads are still wet and we are definitely gonna, you know, help us to some generous servings of coffee and cake in the morning before we head out for our daily activities or our day's activities. So the first thing we did was start to drive to Maroon Bells. As you can see, our car is a little bit drizzled with snow. We are gonna clean up the car and start heading to Maroon Bells, which is a scenic location in Aspen, Colorado. So as I wanted to just talk about Aspen a little bit. So Aspen is one of the mountain towns in Colorado, in the state of Colorado in the US. It's best known for skiing, which is a winter activity that a lot of people in the US pursue. Outside of that, even if you do not ski, Aspen is a beautiful mountain town to visit during the winter because it snows a lot, and so it's just beautiful to see the landscape. There are lots of activities that you can do outside of skiing, like snow tubing, snowmobiling, all those kinds of things. On this particular vacation, we tried to keep it a little light and not do a lot of activities. But I am a nature lover, because of which, just driving around, seeing some of the landscapes, some of the beautiful scenic locations, that's quite enough for me. So Maroon Bells is one such location. It's basically in the summer or in spring, it's actually a lake with mountains in the background. But right now we have to check if the roads are open, because at this time of the year sometimes the roads are also closed, and it might just be a frozen lake essentially at the end of the day. So here we are on our way to Maroon Bells in Aspen. It's just when you look around, it's just lovely, because there's powdered snow on the conifers, on the trees. There's snow on the houses, chimneys. It's just beautiful. It just reminds us of one of those fairy tale winters that we read about in books. So I would say the drive itself was worth a lot of money to me. It was just beautiful driving to the location, as you can see. Here we are almost at the last stretch, and as you can see, this is a ranch, which is basically something like a farm in our part of the world. There are animals grazing. I wouldn't say grazing, they're just on the snow. So the first thing we saw on the way was this place called Lazy Ranch, which is basically a farm that has a lot of animals, ranging from llamas, as you can see, to alpacas, to goats and ostriches. I would say emus and ostriches, both kinds of birds. These are the goats. There were 3 of them: Lulu, Billy and Survivor. Their names were cute. So they have these animals. The ranch also has a little gift shop where you can buy things like meat, like eggs, like honey. We actually got ourselves some honey. I do not have the video for that, but they make a very thick kind of wildflower honey, which is really, really good, that you can put in teas or all kinds of food stuff later on. This was the cutest thing I've ever seen on earth till now. This is one of the alpacas. It was so cute. Anyway, after this we headed to Maroon Bells finally, and the final road to Maroon Bells was closed, but we tried to reach as close as we could. So you're gonna see this place is completely covered in snow, because especially last night it had snowed quite a lot. I'm wearing snow boots, which is why I'm not feeling the snow, but it's pretty well covered in snow. There's a little river of still water running down next to the location, which is really, really pretty. And it's just extra pretty because it's snowing at this point, At this point it has started snowing, so this small, I wouldn't even call it a river, it's like a stream or a creek or a rivulet, so that's flowing by. There's a little bridge. There are these small houses and small cottages kind of, or lodges, which is making it look even more pretty, I would say. We just spent some time walking around, having some coffee from the gift shop, and tasting snow as the snow falls on us. But it was just mesmerizing and very, very dreamy, I would say. I am trying to keep it sane, but it's pretty cold, because of which I have my hoodie on, so it's definitely chilly. But it's just beautiful with the snow falling, and the mountains afar in the distance, and it's just beautiful, I would say. I definitely have wishes to come back in spring and watch this again. The next thing we did was come back to Aspen Downtown. So downtown Aspen from Maroon Bells is about 20 minutes of a drive, so not bad at all. The snow made it a little slower than usual, but we headed back, and as I was saying, it was snowing. So the next thing we wanted to do is kind of like walk around downtown Aspen, have some breakfast and coffee. I do not have the videos for either, but we did end up having coffee at a local store. It's called Gorbashk, I think, and also had a chicken empanada and a croissant. So downtown Aspen is really beautiful with different kinds of stores, like Kashmir stores. As you can see, there's one right next to my husband walking there. There's also a lot of curio shops, coffee shops, restaurants. Just beautiful to even walk around and enjoy the little stores, collect some souvenirs, eat something at a local store, have some beer, all those kinds of things really. And that's the bus stop. So one thing that's great about Aspen is that there is a great public transportation. So there are these free of cost buses that run all through the day and take you to different nearby locations, sightseeing places as well. So it's really wonderful. It's easy and convenient to hop on one of them and go. We had taken our car, which made it a little easier, but it's also difficult to find parking. The next thing we did was Silver Queen's Gondola. So as you can see, people are carrying their skis and they are starting to get on the gondola, or the ropeway as we know it, to go to the top of the Aspen Mountains. And then what people generally do, or skiers do, is they ski back to the ground or the base and then again take a ride up and keep doing this throughout the day. You can buy a day pass to ski, and as you can see, I'm feeling extremely cold. But this is the base of the gondola. This is where you buy the tickets. So of course we did not ski, but even if you do not ski, you can take the ropeway or the gondola up to the mountains. There's a restaurant up there. There's like lovely views up there. You can enjoy and come back in another ropeway. The gondolas, as they are called, these are basically ropeways. They run all through the day, right? So every 2-3 minutes you'll get a gondola to come down if you're feeling uneasy or if you just want to come down, right? But yeah, this is us. We are in the ropeway, or the gondola as it is called. It's the Silver Queen's Gondola. It's we've done gondolas before, and it's a pretty similar kind of experience for us. But I wanted you guys to see how dreamy this looks. This is just beautiful. This is sheer magic from the top of the mountain. As you go up, there's definitely an adrenaline rush. There's a kind of excitement that parallels or matches nothing. As you go to the top of the Aspen Mountain, this is the Aspen Mountain. There are 3 different mountains that are well known for skiing. But at the top of the mountain, they have fire pits where you can warm your hands, as you can see. It was snowing a lot. As you can see, it's snowing. And we spent some time up on the mountains and then kind of like started our descent back in the ropeway. But sheer magic, sheer beauty, surrounded by the conifers. It looks like you are watching Narnia from the top. If any of you watched the series or the movies of Narnia, it's just plain and wonderful magic up in the mountains. At the top of the mountain, because it was snowing, it was pretty, amazing, beautiful, to kind of stand, just take pictures. Also, from the gondola, you can see the skiers come down the mountains. Here, you can see them. Um, Interesting thing is, we actually tried skiing the next day, which I'm gonna share with you later, but it's quite a fun spot. So the skiers basically go down the mountains, they take the gondola and come up again. And we are kind of like taking in the views. In the background, you can see the little town of Aspen. This is almost us reaching the
After a
base
day
on our,
filled with cold and
decent
snow,
or
Glenwood
Ascent,
Hot
I don't quite
Springs
remember, but
is
the
a
next
hot
thing we
spring.
did
It's a
was go to
natural
this
hot
place
spring
called
which is
Glenwood Hot
converted into a
Springs,
pool.
and there's a lot of minerals that have been added to the water. So this is basically a huge, gigantic pool. I would say two different pools, maintained at two different temperatures across the mountains, where you can go take a swim or just take a dip in the water. We decided to, so there are two pools, like I said. There is one which is called as the Therapeutic Pool, which is maintained at a slightly higher temperature than the natural spring water. And then there's another pool which is maintained at the same temperature as the spring water. It was just refreshing to do this at the end of the day, because we were very cold all through the day. We did a lot of like activities in the snow, and it was just very, very therapeutic. It was very refreshing to kind of go in the water, take a dip, and just kind of relax in the water with the mountains in the distance. One thing that's amazing to me about this pool is that it's a spring, but it's across the mountains, so you can also get to see the wonderful views of the mountains. There is snow on the mountains while you are in this hot water tub or hot water spring, just drenching yourself. Um, this is a part of a resort called as the Glenwood Springs Resort. So Glenwood Springs is actually a place which is about a 1.5 hour drive from the town of Aspen, where you can go and kind of get a pass or a ticket to go into the springs. You can stay in the resort, or you might not stay in the resort, which is the Glenwood Springs Resort. So for example, we stayed in Aspen, but you can still go to the resort, buy a ticket, and just enjoy the spring only. There are also restaurants and drink serving places right next to the pool, from where you can get some drinks, get some food, and kind of also enjoy while taking a dip. This has been one of the major highlights of the trip, because I would say for me it's a first time experience, um, like something like this. So I think we drenched ourselves, or we dipped ourselves in the water for about 2-3 hours. The steam coming out of the stream, of the springs, is just beautiful. It's very relaxing. It's almost like a sauna. Um, so I'm gonna let you guys take a look at this. So overall, it's been a wonderful experience on day two in Aspen. Um, we did a lot of things. By the end of Glenwood Springs, we were really, really tired. We took our drive back to Aspen. It takes about, like I said, 1.5 hours to get back to Aspen. It had started snowing again, so we decided that we are gonna skip dinner, and instead just stay indoors, watch some movie, and then get ready for the next day. Really, next day is gonna be a lot of fun, guys. So that is to be continued. So do stay with me, and hope you enjoy the video. I'm gonna go ahead and share our next day's details in Aspen. So this is to be continued. And thanks again for watching, you guys. It's been lovely to have you.